Trauma blocks love and connection, and love and connection is what heals trauma. How on earth do we navigate that? Like, I'm navigating my own journey. I was diagnosed with CPTSD like 3 years ago. It's been a very, very painful journey,
Yeah.
unpacking, disarming protector parts, going back to the scene of the crime, all the things, right? It's been very, very challenging.
Yep.
So what's that tipping point, right? It's like trauma blocks love and connection, but you
Yeah.
need to let love and connection in to heal the trauma. Like, help me wrap my head around this one.
Help me, help me,
Help
help.
me.
So, trauma blocks love, love heals trauma. I add the connection piece. I added the connection piece because
Okay.
originally, when you're blocked and there's no internal connection, when you have no access to your authenticity,
Hmm.
your truth of who you are, you need connection in order to start dismantling that system.
Hmm.
Okay, you
Yeah.
need outside someone who sees you, who loves you, who cares about you
Yeah.
in order to help soften the parts of you that are so tenaciously protecting you
Yeah.
and connecting you.
Yeah.
Is a relational component.
Yeah.
Am I seen? I remember my high school biology teacher saw me. She's like, "You are a special person." You know, I can
Mhm.
remember Miss James, right? Like you've got to have connections where people authentically see and love you for who you are. Sometimes that's in therapy,
Mhm.
sometimes it's in relationships, right? So
Yeah.
that starts softening those protectors enough for you to start loving yourself.
Yeah.
So love and connection is not only between people, it's internal because
Yeah.
trauma blocks the internal connection between our head and our heart, between who we are
Yeah.
and what we deserve, right? So
Yeah.
there, in order to survive, like Gabor says, we have to disconnect.
Yeah.
So there's this internal disconnection, but you can't get there until there's enough loving connection in your life that softens those protective parts
Hmm.
enough to allow you to start repairing
Yeah.
and healing the trauma. Like my smart part was who I was. That
Yeah.
was me. And it took me a really long time to let that soften enough that it was like, oh, that's not my identity. It's just a part of me.